The first half of January has been bitterly cold and snowy. It's a time when the activities of the end of the previous year have tapered off, but it's still a little too early for the coming year's plans. Aside from getting one squirrel, I spent some of my outdoors time attempting to find some ducks along a creek on public land. We jumped two, but we missed our shot at them. The rest of the walks were uneventful. I've also sat in my blind on my property for deer with the crossbow without seeing a thing. In the time I've been hunting, I've found late season hunting to be difficult. Everything is cold, sound carries further, animals are hunkered down for longer periods, and it can be difficult to find the motivation to get out there. Early January, then, is a time for planning and preparation. I set up my hydroponic unit to get some greens going well before the normal gardening season would begin. In the past, I have found that dedicating one side, or 12 slots, to loose leaf lettuce allows me to harvest a small salad for two every few days. The other half of the unit has kale and spinach to supplement the salads, Thai basil, dill, and a bunch of chard. A smaller unit sitting on top is growing a standard set of culinary herbs. Around mid-spring, I'll put the unit to bed until later in the year when the garden starts dying off. It's also the time of year when I start dreaming about the garden. My garden currently consists of 5 8x4 foot raised beds and some fruit bushes. Once the snow melts, I want to add a 40 by 25 foot traditional section to house some of the larger plants. I use a tool called GrowVeg to map out my initial planting for the year, build in any succession planting, and view approximate sowing, transplanting, and harvesting times. Then, most importantly, I reset my calorie tracking spreadsheet for the year, and the lone squirrel is carrying my whole project on its back right now. For every item that I bring into the house, I will note the date, what it is, its weight in grams, and its category. A second data sheet houses calories per gram and a price approximation based on what I would have bought at the store instead. For instance, squirrel replaces some need for chicken, so its price equivalent is based on the average price of chicken per pound. This data sheet feeds into the tracking sheet to calculate the total calories and the price based on the weight I enter. Finally, the section off to the right keeps track of my totals for weight and calories per category, and overall totals in weight, calories, cost equivalent, and a few versions of percent to goal. The second half of January promises more action. I will be able to get back to squirrel hunting, there's an ice fishing trip coming up, and I may set a few traps as a test. I'm looking forward to the meals that will come out of each of these. See you next time.